Good afternoon. This is Anthony Belcito. Mr. Drexler and Mr. Moscato, do you know if we're waiting for anybody else to join from either of your teams? Good afternoon. Mr. Drexler, can you hear me? See, your hand is up.
Yeah, I was on mute and I'm not able to unmute myself.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
I can now, yep.
Okay,
I'll unmute everyone for now. Do you guys know if we're waiting for anyone else?
I was expecting to be joined by my colleague, Michaela Loeb.
Okay. We'll give it a few more minutes. Mr. Moscato, are you waiting for anyone?
No, Your Honor. We're ready to go. I was having the same issue Mr. Drexler was before. Wasn't ignoring you. It just couldn't come off mute.
Yeah, I figured it was something on my end. But now we're all unmuted. We'll give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon. It looks like we have most of the folks that I'm aware of that were participating on the line. So if Howard, if you're ready, the court reporter is ready, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, one moment. Okay, I have us on the record.
All right. I call case 23E0412, petition of Homer Solar Energy Center, LLC, for a certificate of public convenience and necessity pursuant to Section 68 of the Public Service Law and for an order granting Lightened regulation. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Anthony Belcito. I'm an administrative law judge with the New York State Department of Public Service, and I've been assigned to preside over the public statement hearing this afternoon. Joining me this afternoon are Sangeetha Galas and Esmond Brown Anderson from the department's Office of Consumer Services, who will be providing technical and operational assistance. We also have Howard Hubbard is our court reporter. And Howard, please feel free to interrupt me or anyone else if you are having a hard time understanding what's being said. We're here today for a public statement hearing that was noticed on January 25th, 2024. This hearing is being held to receive public comment on a petition filed by Homer Solar Energy Center, LLC, on July 28th, 2023, seeking a certificate of public convenience and necessity pursuant to Section 68 of the Public Service Law. Before I open up the hearing for public comment, I will provide a brief overview of the procedural background of this case, and I will explain the process for commenting today. On July 28, 2023, Homer Solar Energy Center, which I will refer to as Homer Solar, filed a verified petition pursuant to Section 68 of the Public Service Law, seeking a certificate of public convenience and necessity, Lightened regulation as an electric corporation, and an order finding that the public hearings required by Public Service Law Section 68 should be held before the Public Service Commission on an expedited basis. Construction and operation of the project is subject to the terms and conditions of the siting permit issued by the New York State Office of Renewable Energy Siting, or ORES, pursuant to Executive Law 94C, in matter number 21-00976. Now I'll take a moment to explain the process that we are going to follow today. As explained before, the purpose of this hearing is to provide the public with an opportunity to tell the Commission its thoughts on the petition. Statements made today will become part of the case record. We have a court reporter on the line who will prepare a transcript of the hearing, which will be included in the official record of this proceeding so that your comments can be considered by the members of the Commission. When it is ready, the transcript will be publicly available for view on the Department of Public Service website. This hearing is not an evidentiary hearing with cross-examination or a question and answer session, but rather a forum to hear comments from you. This, however, is not the only opportunity for comment. If you do not wish to speak at today's hearing, but would like your views included in the record, there are a variety of other ways to comment, as explained in the public notice for today's event. You can submit comments to the department's website, by regular mail, or by telephone. All comments will be given equal consideration regardless of how they are submitted. As today's hearing is being held virtually, we have some participants who might be participating electronically and others telephonically. In either case, please make sure that you are using only one audio input and one audio output on your end. Otherwise, we may experience some problems with feedback while you are speaking. As explained earlier, all statements made here today will become part of the administrative record in this proceeding. Please speak slowly and clearly so that the court reporter can accurately capture your statement for the record. When your line is unmuted, please state your name, and if you are speaking on behalf of an organization, identify the name of the organization that you represent. If you have an unusual name or spelling, I ask that you spell your name for the court reporter before you begin your statement. The last I checked, we did not have any registered speakers. Could you confirm that for me, Ms. Brown Anderson?
Yes, Your Honor, we still don't have any registered speakers.
Okay, since we have no registered speakers, I will open up the hearing to anyone in attendance who would like to speak but did not register to do so. If you would like to make a statement, please click the raise hand icon on the bottom right corner of your screen, or if you have called in, press *3 in your telephone, and either option will enable us to recognize you and unmute your line so you can make your statement. All right, I do not see any raised hands. It is now 1:10 p.m. We will now go off the record, but I will leave the line open for 10 minutes in the event anyone joins late and would like to make a comment. In the event that someone joins the hearing and would like to comment, we'll go back on the record. We're off the record.
And I have us off the record.
All right, we'll give folks another 10 minutes in the event that they decide to join us and would like to make a comment. If not, at that point, we'll conclude the hearing and move on to the procedural conference. Any questions from anyone on the line? All right, we'll see you in 10 minutes. Ms. Konopka, I see that your hand is raised. Did you have a question or would you like to make a comment? Jill Konopka? You might be muted on your end if you're trying to speak. All right, it is now 1:20 p.m. We'll go back on the record, please.
Okay, one moment. Okay, I'll have us back on the record.
Excellent. Has anyone joined the call that would like to make a statement for the public statement hearing? Please hit *3 on your phone or click the hand icon to raise your hand and we'll unmute you. All right, I don't think anyone joined and I do not see any raised hands. For the record, we open the floor to people in attendance today and have received no indication that anyone would like to provide a statement, so I'm going to close the hearing at this time. I do want to thank Commissioner Majori for his participation today, and I want to thank our Office of Consumer Service staff and Mr. Hubbard for his efforts at recording this hearing. Anyone who is listening that would like to make a statement for the record, you can submit your comments by mail, by phone, or electronically by visiting the Department of Public Service website and inputting case 23E0412 and clicking on the post comment box on the screen. We request that these comments be submitted by February 14th, 2024 to ensure timely consideration by the Commission. Again, I thank Commissioner Majori for participating. We will be holding a procedural conference immediately following this hearing. We'll briefly go off the record to allow anyone who does not wish to participate in the procedural conference to disconnect. The public statement hearing is now concluded and we are off the record.
Thank you.
Okay, and I have us off the record.
All right, so we'll start the procedural conference at 1:25.
Your Honor.
If anybody needs to grab a beverage or take care of something else, we'll get going in 3 minutes here.
And just to make sure, you need that on record too, correct?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay.
Your Honor, there's a raised hand. There's a couple of raised hands.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is Jim Moscato on behalf of the petitioner. I just wanted to unmute before, I wasn't sure if you were transitioning to the procedural conference right away or not.
We'll start in about 3 minutes at 1:25. I'll make sure everybody's unmuted for that.
Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, do you want me to still live stream the procedure conference or I can disconnect the live stream?
You can disconnect the live stream, please.
Yeah, Your Honor.
Mr. Drexler, did you have a question?
Well, I can't see all the attendees, and I just wanted to check whether Michaela Loeb was able to join.
Yes, she was on before we started.
Okay. All right. All I can see is attendees, the 12 people, but all I can tell are myself and Jim.
Okay, I'm not sure why my list isn't showing up on the main page there.
Well, let's before we go on the record then for the procedural, if you could just let me know if Michaela is still on, and I'll put an appearance for her when we get on the record.
Okay.
Thank you.